This is page 273. This is the lesson 10.2 independent practice. We're going to do everything on this page except for number 14. If you'd like to right now, go ahead and look ahead to number 14. You can write the word skip right here. We're going to skip this one. That's the only one though. We're going to try all the rest of the problems. All right, let's check them out. Number 10 reads, the table shows ticket prices at the movie 16 theater. Let A represent the number of adults, C the number of children, and S the number of senior citizens. And we've got 3 questions here. We kind of need to make it a little smaller, so it's just not going to work. We're just going to have to make it happen. It'll be all right. Question A reads, write an expression for the total cost of all the 3 types of tickets. So this is not as hard as it seems. If you know that the price for adult tickets are $8.75, then you put $8.75 here. And you don't know how many adults are going to the movie, then you do $8.75 times A. That's it. You write $8.75 right next to A. And then of course that's going to be added to the children who go. Well, the children tickets cost $6.50. And how many children are going? We don't know, so we put C. And if you're like, where are you getting the C and the A? What was in the directions? The directions say that A will represent the number of adult tickets, C the number of children's tickets, and then we've got to do the senior tickets as well. The senior tickets cost $6.50, and that's going to be times S, the number of senior tickets. That's it. It's real simple. That's all we have to do for that. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to solve using this method. We're going to go ahead and figure out how many adults are going. We're going to multiply that by 875. We're going to figure out how many children and seniors are going. We're going to multiply those by 650. So question B says, the Andrews family bought 2 adult tickets, 3 children's tickets, and 1 senior ticket. Evaluate your expression in part A to find the total cost. So this is pretty simple. We're going to do 875. And what we're supposed to do is evaluate. So I think what I'll do is I'll write it out here what I'm going to do, and then I'll solve. So there's 2 adult tickets. So I'm going to do 875 times 2. And then I'm going to add that to the 3 children's tickets. And so the children's tickets are $6.50. And there's 1 senior ticket. And you might notice that you could actually combine, like one tricky way to do this would be, since the senior tickets and the children's tickets each cost $6.50, you could just add those up and say it's four people. You could just put a 4 right here. I'm gonna not do that because I want you to see, kind of want you to see that there's a price for each different kind of ticket, and then I want you to see the numbers. Like I want you to see right here that this is the number of adults that the Andrews family bought, the number of children, the number of seniors. Either way, you do 875 times 2, you do 650 times 3, 650 times 1, which is just 650, and you add them all up. So 875 times 2 is, that's real quick, watch. I'm going to do 875 times 2 and then place my decimal. I get 10. I get 14 plus 1 is 15. I get 16 plus 1 is 17. It's 1750. Added to 650 times 3, that's easy. 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 5 is 15, 3 times 6 is 18, plus 1 is 19. It's 1950 for the kids. Now how come the kids' tickets were more expensive than the adults? Because there's 3 of them, that's why. And then 650 times 1 is 650. So now I just simply need to add those up. I've got 1750 and 1950 and 650. And 0 and 15. I'm going to add out of order. Watch. 1 plus 9 is 10, 17, and 6 is 23. And I get 4350. The answer is 4350. All right, so I need to move this up so that we can see the third question, question C. But that's okay. I'll rewrite stuff. So the answer to this one was 875 times A plus 650 times the children plus 650 times the seniors, and this was $43.50. Now I'm on a different family. The Spencer family bought 4 adult tickets. It's going to be $8.75 times 4, and 2 children's tickets. And it doesn't look like they bought any senior tickets. Did they spend the same amount? We'll find out. 875 times 4 and 650 times 2. And 650 times 2 I can do mentally. That's 13. And the reason I know that is because 6 times 2 is 12, and 50 cents times 2 is $1. So 12 and $1 is 13. So this multiplies out to be $13. I just need to do this one now. 875 times 4. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 2 is 30. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 3 is 35. I get 35. So I get $35 plus $13. If I just take the 13 and line it up right here, I get $48. 0, 0, 8, and 4. It's $48. Did they spend the same amount? No. $48. That's all you have to write. It says explain, but I don't know why you have to explain. We'll just write what they spent. That's a good enough explanation. All right, awesome. Let's move on. Number 11 and 12. Number 11 reads, the area of a triangular sail is given by the expression 1/2 times the base times the height, where b is the length of the base and h is the height. What an awesome problem for a picture. So this is the sail on a sailboat. This line I'm drawing right here is the line of the height. The base is the length along the bottom, and it's going to say right here, what is the area of the triangular sail in a model sailboat when b equals 12 inches? So the b is the distance across the bottom. So this distance right here that goes from here down to here, that's 12 inches. And then the height is the distance that goes straight up. It's not the diagonal measure. It's the distance that goes straight up. So this is 7 inches. Now if you're thinking to yourself, what good does a picture do? You don't really need the picture, but the area of a triangle, it says this, the area of a triangle can be found by doing 1/2 times the base times the height. Well, the base is 12, so I need to do 1/2 times 12 times the height, which is 7. So what I'm doing here on this problem is I'm taking this formula, or this expression, and I'm rewriting it with 12 instead of b and 7 instead of h. That's all I'm doing. And watch how easy this math actually is. 1/2 times 12 is the same thing as 1/2 of 12. Well, what's half of 12? Half of 12 is 6. And 6 times 7 is 42. That's the answer, it's 42. The answer is 42 square inches. Now, some of you would say, I learned how to do the area of a triangle a different way. I learned how to do the area of a triangle by doing the base times the height and then dividing by 2. And that works, because if you did the base times the height, you would get 12 times 7, which is 84. And if you did 84 divided by 2, what would you get? 84 divided by 2 is, it's 80, yeah, it's 42. It's 42. Either way, they just showed us the proper formula, which is, I'll review it for you real quick. The proper formula to find the area of a triangle is 1/2 times the base, which is 12, times the height, which is 7. And 1/2 times 12 is 6. And 6 times 7 is 42. The answer is 42 square inches. All right, number 12 is just kind of a review question. It says, Ramon wants to balance his checking account. He has $2,340 in the account. He writes a check for $140. He deposits a check for $268. How much does Ramon have left in his checking account? So you have to understand what these numbers mean. He has this much, and then he writes a check for this much. That's subtraction. So I'm going to do $2,340 minus $140. $2,340 minus $140 is $0,022. He then deposits a check. Do you know what deposit means? Deposit means to add. That means you put money in your account. So I'm going to go ahead and add now $268. You write a check, your amount decreases. You deposit a check, your amount increases. So 8, 6, 4, 2, I get $2,468. Now, if for some reason you think, how could his amount go up? Well, just pay attention. He he wrote a check for 140, which is a certain amount, but then he deposited a check for more than that. So of course his amount should go up because he wrote a small check and then he deposited a large check, like basically like a paycheck or something. All right, let us move on. Actually, I think we'll stop here and we'll do the next video will be the next column. So we're going to stop here and then we're going to start a new video for the rest of the page.